Kelly's Reading Corner, Kelly's Reading Corner. Because what else would I be doing with two kids during a pandemic but reading picture books? So join us. Hey guys, and welcome back to Kelly's Reading Corner. And today I'm not in my reading chair, but that's because I have a special story to share with you. And it is by Chris Colfer, who is one of my favorite actors. And I didn't start reading his books with this one. I started with my son on The Land of Stories, and they are wonderful. They are like stepping into a fairy tale that has come alive. So if you have a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle or a friend who really, really likes to read, ask them to go and pick up The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer, and you will fall headlong into the land of stories, just like we did. Now, we fell into the land of stories, and sometimes I feel like we never came out. Well, I came out because I'm gay. But, you know, we just kept reading because he wrote 2 picture books, and one of them is called The Curvy Tree, and I'd like to read it to you today. Let's see. Once upon a time, a little girl ran away from her village in tears. With nowhere to go and no one to talk to, she ran into the forest to be alone. She ran and she ran until her feet grew tired, and she looked for a place to sit. Oh, interesting. Most of the woods had been cleared out by loggers, but in the very center of all the stumps was a curvy tree standing alone. He was different from all the other trees she had ever seen. His roots were winding, his trunk were curled, and his branches looped to the sky. There they are. Oh, but, yeah, the little girl was so sad she didn't even notice the strange tree. She sat under its shade and cried so much that a puddle of tears formed on the ground below her. Oh, look, the curvy tree's looking down. The curvy tree was awoken from his afternoon nap by her cries. He was troubled to see such a small girl acting so sad, so he bent down to make sure that she was all right. Oops. Little girl, why are you crying? The curvy tree asked. You can talk, the little girl said with a fright. The curvy tree nodded. I can. Do all trees talk? She asked. And they have something to say, I suppose, the curvy tree said. We can talk, laugh, and sing, and cry when we're feeling blue. I always think about trees like that, too. I always often what do trees think. That's why I'm wondering what troubles you. Good question. Well, the other children in my village are very mean to me. The little girl said with a sniffle. They make fun of my glasses, and they tease me about my hair. They say that I talk funny, I'm not pretty, and I'm not smart. Well, you know what we think about that, don't we? It's not okay, is it? Well, that's silly, the tree said. I'm just a tree, and even I can see that that isn't true. It's true. It's true what the tree says. She's beautiful. Look at her. Those children in the village would be lucky to have a friend like you. No matter how nice I am, they're never nice to me, the little girl said. I don't think I'm ever going to find a friend. Sometimes it feels like that. Oh. The curvy tree wiped her tears with his leaves. He thought about her troubles and was reminded of something that had happened a very long time ago. May I tell you a story? I think it'll make you feel better. What story could make me feel better? The girl asked. It's my story. When I was young, barely taller than a shrub, the other trees in the woods were very mean to me because I was different. There he is. They made fun of my winding roots, my curvy trunk, my loopy branches. They made me sad, and I used to cry myself to sleep every night. Then, one day, loggers came to the forest and cut down all of the trees except for me. They thought I was too curvy to be a chair, too twisty for a table, too loopy for a house. So they left me all alone in the woods. Being different may have been difficult, but it's what saved me. But didn't you get lonely without other trees? The little girl asked. Indeed I did, the tree said. I thought I would be alone forever. But then I grew, and I grew, and then I grew some more. I grew so tall that I could see far into the distance, and it made me smile. Why? The little girl asked. What did you see? Oh, she's looking way into the distance, almost like, where's Waldo? The curvy tree scooped up the little girl. He raised her high into the sky so she could see for herself. In the distance, all around them, were dozens of curvy trees in other forests. They all waved and smiled at the little girl, and standing on their branches were other children. I don't know if you, whoops. See, it's difficult to see, but they're there, those other children. You see them? On every curvy tree. Those children are all just like me, the little girl said with a smile. You may feel different and you may feel alone, but one day you'll grow and discover that there are many friends to be found if you look past the horizon, the tree said. There's no reason to cry, for you see, in every forest, there's a curvy tree. And you know what? He's right. And it makes me feel better because it's true. It's a really, really good reminder that no matter how alone you feel and how difficult things are, if you can just keep going and get to the top of that tree, it offers a wonderful perspective because you will look out and you will see that even though you feel alone, there are so many other people out there that experience the same things that you might experience, and you are not alone by any stretch of the imagination. You are not alone, and it's a really important thing to remember. And I love reading this to my son because, I felt like a curvy tree sometimes growing up too. I actually had giant glasses just like she did, the big with pink rims. They're horrible. So I grew up feeling a little bit different, and then I came out, and then Ben is growing up different because he was born with two mums, and then my partner passed away, so now he's growing up feeling different because he has one parent. And I just want him to listen to the story and to remember that there are lots of other kids that, have the same things happening in your life and the same things about them and their family that are like other people's. So just to end this, find your tree. Keep climbing and go find the people that understand you. And when you are feeling alone, feeling a little down, pick up a good book. Okay? Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Once again, thank you for joining us. If you like the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss story time. And we will see you next Friday. This has been a Ginger Cat production.